Good evening and welcome back to another explained video. Tonight we're at Wick Airport in the Carenado F33A Bonanza with the SimCoders Reality Expansion Pack. And my plan this evening is to see if we can do a VFR flight to Oban and attempt to do it on VATSIM as well. So it's a nice evening here at Wick. I think the weather's pretty decent in Oban as well. So hopefully we can make it visually. Just to show you the sort of planned route that I've got. So here we are at Wick. We depart, head southwest. Plan is to kind of follow the coastline down towards Inverness, which is here, but we'll head for Invergordon, which is a VRP, and then the village or town of Dingwall, and we'll make a cut down to the top of Loch Ness to Dawes. These are all VRPs, and then head down the Great Glen over Loch Ness, Fort William, before turning in for Oban. That is the plan anyway, and I'm thinking 4,500 feet. The reason being the flight, so with the sort of odd even rule, if you're heading west, odd northeast, so west would be even flight level. VFR I think you're supposed to add 500 feet, so I mean 4,500 seems reasonable. We could go higher than that. I mean the MSA is higher than that when you get over sort of the highlands of Fort William, but we'll be visual so we can fly down the valley and avoid things like Ben Nevis hopefully. So I'm gonna put in 4,500 feet anyway. So I think the first thing I'll do before finding any flight plan is to get the plane started, and it's been a while since I've flown this, so I hope I can remember what to do with it. I think first thing, let's make sure that the parking brake is on. What else do we need to do? We need to turn on the battery. Now the avionics shouldn't be on here, so let's turn them off. You don't really want them on when you're starting because it's extra load and you might get like power surges when you turn the alternator on and stuff like that, so it's best to turn them off for start. The procedure for start is you put the fuel pump on with I think throttle full, everything full position basically, throttle on until you see the fuel flow meter here sort of peak, and then turn off the fuel pump. So we'll do that, we'll go for peak flow. Before I even do that, yeah, we are on a tank. We haven't got enough fuel. Okay, cancel this for a second, let's just put some fuel in. Well, we might have enough, but it's best to I reckon the flight itself, looking on the map, is going to be at least an hour, so I reckon we'll give ourselves a good let's say 2:30 to be safe, just in case. So let's do that. Let's go back. So now the fuel tanks are empty because I guess because the battery hasn't been on. But they should. So we'll start with the left tank and then we'll switch to the right tank. Okay, I'm hoping we'll turn the battery on. We'll have fuel and I'm not sure if we need to redo the pump. Let's try it without redoing the pump. Yep, we have fuel. Alright, open the throttle slightly and let's try the starter. Excellent, we have a start. Let's just run the engine about 1,000 RPM for now, see if we can get it to warm up. We'll just kind of lean the mixture for ground idling until we see the RPM just start to come down. Okay, good. Alternator can go on. So beacon should have been on before start. Let's turn the beacon on. Let's assume the prop was clear. Always forget that bit as well. Avionics can come on. connect to VATSIM can go on. I think Scottish controller's on at the moment. No, we need to put in the right type code for the aircraft. It's a Bonanza, but I forget what it is. Beach 33, BE33, that's it. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. So we'll connect. We get the radios tuned. So COM 1 is on the Garmin, and I think this is obviously COM 2, I think. So we'll do COM 2 COM 2 on Unicom, 122.8. Just turn that on as well for listening. And COM 1 will tune to Scottish Control 135525. So that's over here. Let's just bring this out for a second. Actually, no, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to type it into XPilot. I'm going to type .com1 135.525. And that's it. We should be tuned in on COM 1. Now, what else do we need to do before we do anything else? Let's see. I don't think there's any ATIS available for Wick. I'm not entirely sure. Can we do .ATIS in XPilot? We get nothing. We can do .METAR. And we get, okay, we've got METAR. Does that agree with what I've got?
Easy 135, stand 12, old groove, request push and start.
Let's just check the audio there on that, make sure it's not too loud.
Easy 135, push and start is approved, kid H1024. Push start approved, easy 135.
Okay, what was I saying? What was it? Oh yeah, the weather.
9273, ready Alpha 1. So 9273, thanks, service with Glasgow 23, 0 degrees, 8 knots, 23, clear takeoff. Clear takeoff, runway 23, 9273.
We appear to have different weather on VATSIM and on Avitab. I guess we should go with the VATSIM one, with VATSIM saying 050, which would suggest runway 13. Okay, let's set a heading bug for runway 13. We're set QNH to the VATSIM one for now, 1025. I guess, mind you, then that's not going to match X-Plane, is it? Because if X-Plane's on 1026, I guess it doesn't really matter too much, for it's only a small difference. Okay, just pause for 1 second. Okay.
2915, call Copenhagen now, 121.375 away. 121.375, thank you for the service and have a good evening. Northwest 2915.
Okay, let's get
Easy 254, push and start is approved, kid H1024. Push and start approved, QNH 1024, easy 254.
get the airport chart up. There is only really one route to taxi by Charlie, so we'll probably just get to hold here. I think we'll get the flight plan filed. We get XPilot flight plan. We are EGPC to EGEO. Time en route's going to be, let's put about 1 hour. Having looked at the little nav map, what distance have we got total? About 160, 110, 20, 140 miles. Let's just go for about, let's say 1 hour 10. cruise speed. It's going to be about 140. Cruise altitude 4500.
Blue Med 1000, hello Scottish, roger. You can, sorry, you direct somewhere at the moment. It seems like, oh no, in fact, you can redirect Nexus.
Easy 135, Delta 1 ready for departure.
Easy 135, by Delta 1 line of way, runway 07.
By Delta 1 line way 07, easy 135.
Stupid 45 Bravo, call London 133.7 behind. 133.7, Stupid 45 Bravo.
Okay, flight plan. EGPC direct Inver Gordon, Dingwall, doors, direct EGEO. I think that's right, 4,500 feet, cruise, speed 140. One more pause while I just get a drink. Okay, let's file our flight plan. I think that's correct. Oh, departure time. It's 2000 Zulu already, isn't it? So better make that 2015.
135 service order going for 0. Sorry, it's. I'll get there eventually. 120 degrees 7 knots, runway 07, clear takeoff.
07 clear takeoff, easy 135.
Okay, flight plan is filed.
Redirect BGAM.
Redirect BGAM, yes, 997.
Okay, trim. We want the trim set up 3, approximately, just about. Flaps are up. Transponder is currently on standby. Radios are set. We'll tune in Oban once we get going. I'm not sure if we use the autopilot. I hope I remember how to use it if we do. I think we're probably ready to call for taxi. Scottish Control, good evening. Golf Whiskey Delta Delta Charlie on the ground in Wick. Request taxi for VFR departure to Oban.
Stop work, clear back. Easy 254, airport passing 1,500 feet from the top. Easy 254, thanks, school connect, climb out from level 100. School guide in, climb level 100, easy 254. Golf Delta Charlie at the main apron at the moment.
A firm, Golf Delta Charlie.
Golf Delta Charlie, roger, so it's runway 31 and use at Wick, so when you're ready, you can taxi holding point Charlie, the QNH is 1025.
So taxi holding point Charlie and QNH 1025, Golf Delta Charlie.
Square Center, Rider 492 is passing variable 220450240.
Rider 492, good evening, Scottish, roger, it's a in-pit 1 Echo arrival, landing runway 06.
Runway 31. So runway 31. So I'm going to change
Rider
my
492, please, can you repeat that?
heading.
In-pit 1 Echo arrival, landing runway 06.
Just going to change my heading to 31. And then we're going to get moving.
Arrival for runway 06.
Okay, runway 31, so that'll be a right turn. So let's taxi. So we want we want taxi lights on, and that should be good to go. Then we can do our power checks when we get to the holding point. Let's check that head tracking's working. Of course it isn't. And now it is.
Scottish UPS 9978, request 5 minutes away.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Oh, please not. Let's not have jerko vision. It's got to be OBS because this doesn't happen normally. So
Scottish Control, good evening to Shuttle 4712.
Yeah, 4712, good evening, Scottish, when ready, December.
we don't really have much wind, so I don't think we need to worry about
1 echo arrival.
parking into it too much.
Ready for the 260 for the input 1 echo for runway 06, Shuttle 4712.
So I'm going to park here. I'm going to put the parking brake on. I'm going to do my power checks. So we want 1700 RPM. We want to do mags. Yep.
135, receive navigation direct make up.
Yep.
Direct Mac CZ 135.
And we want to do prop cycling.
Speed 432, receive navigation direct Listo.
It just gets the oil into the pitch change mechanism. Okay. Now I'm going to put strobes on. And I'm going to turn transponder to ident. I can't remember whether we need flaps. I don't think we do.
Speed 9273, call London 133.7.
Okay.
133.7, speed 9273.
London 1337, easy 135, goodbye.
Shuttle 4712, so you can maintain Magnus
Taxi light can go off.
Speed on conversion 280 knots or greater.
Landing light can go on.
Shuttle 4712, so in the descent, speed on conversion 280 knots or greater. Shuttle 4712, Scottish.
My apologies, pressing my buttons, speed decimal, Mach decimal 78, 280 on conversion, Shuttle 4712.
Line 492, speed 250 knots, descent now, flight level 130.
Speed is, can you please repeat the speed?
Speed 250 knots, descent now, flight level 130.
Speed to 250, sorry, and for level 130 and for that.
Golf Whiskey, Delta Delta Charlie, holding at Charlie, and we are ready for departure.
Golf Delta Charlie, hold position, so it'll be, a left-hand turn out, runway 31, squawk 3611.
3611. Hold position, left-hand turnout, and squawk 3611. Golf Delta Charlie.
Golf Delta Charlie, correct surface wind at Wick is 040 knots, runway 31, clear takeoff.
Clear takeoff, runway 31, Golf Delta Charlie. Okay, we are squawking, we have everything set, we are going. Left turn out after takeoff.
Shuttle 4712, descent flight level 230.
I don't suppose we need to backtrack really,
One echo arrival, landing runway 06, when ready, descend flight level 260.
because we've probably got plenty of runway, but
Arrival, one echo, descend to 260.
I have bad jerker vision. I wonder if I can do anything about that. Okay, let's get lined up. Final checks. Mixture rich, prop forward, pitch set. Anything else we need to worry about? No flaps needed. We're going.
Disregard, you seem to have paused, but you're moving again.
UPS 9978 back in the cockpit.
Our rotation on this is 70 or 80? About 80. So we'll climb to 500 feet. Then I'm going to go a left turn and head for the coast. Okay, I'm going to start the turn. All looks clear. And I'm going to bring the RPM back now to 25, just for noise and stuff. I might just slightly reduce the power as well. Golf Delta Charlie passing 800 feet.
Golf Delta Charlie, thanks. Deconfliction service outside controlled airspace.
Okay, deconfliction service outside controlled airspace. Golf Delta Charlie.
Scottish Control, good evening. Easy 170 at altitude, flight level 340, heading to Shap. Easy 170, hello Scottish, it's an input 1 echo arrival, landing runway 06.
I think REP is complaining because I've got the throttle slightly higher than the RPM. That doesn't really matter on a non-turbo engine, I don't think. We're going to climb to 4,500. So let's just put that in here so that we remember.
Scottish, good evening, Union 1625, you fly 340.
Union 1625, good evening, Scottish input 1 echo arrival, landing runway 06.
Just going to give us a little bit of right rudder here because you seem to be, the ball is slightly off centre now. I'm having to put a lot of right aileron in. Okay, I think we can lean slightly now. Leave it fairly rich in the climb.
Should have 4712, descent flight 90.
Not say any other traffic.
Right at 492, speed 270 on.
Deconfliction service means that I think that we will be told to change heading if we're going to get in someone else's way. I think I could be climbing slightly higher here, so let's just...
Request descent, easy 170. Sorry, again. Request descent, easy 170. Easy 170, roger, descent now, flight level 260.
So I'm going to turn now and follow the coast. And I'm going to have to be ready then to find my my waypoints, just in case we get asked for them. Also, it would be good to know how far we've got to go. So what I really should do is maybe tune in the Wick. Wick VOR and give us an idea of the distance. That would be a good plan, wouldn't it? Can we do that whilst...
descend flight level 140. Descend 140.
So we want 113.6. Okay, that'll give us a DME readout from Wick. And we know how far it is to our first VRP, so then we can work out.
Papa, November Lima, when you're ready, descend flight level 2.
It's climbing very slowly here. I wonder if I've forgotten something. Yes! I haven't put the gear up. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's because I've been flying the Islander for too long. Oh my goodness. And I'm on VATSIM. Yeah, that's my excuse. Right, okay. Oh, I thought we were going a bit slow. That's a bit better.
Control, good evening, Seaman Tuesday, Romeo, flight level 2, question 370.
20, hello Scottish, 3432.
34 is 32.
My goodness, can't believe that. It should be the first thing you do after takeoff. Landing gear, then flaps. Oh well. Whoops. Okay. Oh, we've got a bit better performance now. Let's get a move on. Let's get up to 4,500 and we'll level off. I may use the autopilot then for a bit just to get a chance to look at maps and things.
Radar 121.2, shuttle 4712, Medilex, bye bye.
Runway 492, descend flight level 90.
Descend flight level 90, Ryanair 492.
Okay, so reduce the power back to about 23 inches. I'm going to pitch down slightly, and I'm going to bring the props back to 23. And we're going slightly above, so let's... You know, what happens now, of course, is as the speed of the aircraft starts to increase, it tends to want to climb, so you have to kind of keep adjusting your pitch down to stay level. So what I'm going to do as well while I'm waiting for this, I'm just get my heading bug lined up in case when I switch to autopilot it's in heading mode or something and it decides to take us off in some random direction. Hoping we get some nice sunsets. Sunsets? Well, sunset I guess, because normally there's only one.
Descend flight level 80, Ryanair 492.
Also got to remember to keep listening out for any radio calls. Yeah, keep going high. That's because too fast. That's 23 for cruise. 23 squared for cruise. So 23 inches manifold pressure and 1,300 RPM. So I am tempted to put the autopilot on now. If I just do that, I'm guessing it defaults to hold mode. Let's descend slightly, and then we'll click altitude hold when we get to 4,500. Let's try that now. And we'll go heading mode. Okay. Right. Let's have a look at how we're doing on the map. Cool. So first place we want to get to is Invergordon, which is basically here. There. Is that right? Yes, I think that's right. It's Invergordon. So that's our first. So we do need to kind of turn left slightly when we get a bit further down. Let's turn us off for now, so we're not cheating. I'm just going to turn left slightly.
flight level 130, EC 170.
Not much else around on VATSIM at the moment.
165.
Some wispy clouds. Also, actually, we're cruising a bit fast here. Let's just bring that power back. And now we can lean as well. Now that we're in cruise. So the way I'm going to lean is if you watch the EGT. There's an EGT over here, and there's this EGT thing here. So what I normally do is just pull it back. You see this peak. You also see the fuel flow drop. Once we reach peak EGT, and then you want to go just a little bit further. Any more than that, and it starts to wobble. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it here and just keep an eye on temps. The other thing we look at, so we've got. Whoa! What was that? Not entirely sure what that was. Anyway, we have. What have I not done? Cylinder temperature, which is in the green. Actually, maybe it's slightly high. We might need to. I shouldn't need to open the cowl flaps at the moment. So maybe we just are over. We're not leaned enough. Let's just lean back a tiny bit more. Just keep an eye on the temperature. We don't want it to get too high. Just keep an eye on that.
121.2 radar flight to Dubai.
So it looks reasonably clear at the moment. The other thing we've got to start considering is what we're going to do when we get to Oban. It's going to be a visual approach. I think last time I looked at the Met Office weather for Oban, there was a wind was from the south. So we'll want runway 20, I think. There is a NDB runway 20. I'm not even looking at the right airport. Let's have a look. I think it is actually 20 though. Oh, runway 19. And 404 is the Oban NDB. So I'm going to tune that in while we've got time. Obviously we're not going to pick it up yet because we're a long way away. How are we doing now for temps? Yeah, we're okay. We could open the cowl flaps slightly if we think we're too hot. What was I tuning in? Oban 404. Okay, when we get in range of Oban, this ADF pointer should do something. Obviously we're a long way away yet. Just come out a bit from the coast here. Can't really see much along the coast at the moment. It is a bit hazy. Hopefully we'll see a bit more when we get down to Loch Ness. Nice view out there over the Western Highlands. Okay. What am I doing now? Oban NDB tuned in. There is a DME as well, 110.5. How about we tune that in as our second? There you go. Once we're out of range of Wick, actually we might want to switch to Inverness to give us distance. No, we'll get the distance off the map. I don't think we need to be that exact. I'm not sure we're going to need to provide it anyway. Now then, in terms of maps, we are looking for this bit. So as we come down,
Scottish station calling, say again.
I think this thing here is this bit here, Dornochfirth, there. So I think this is the sticky out bit. So we probably actually want to start heading left a bit.
Carenado, so I control the airspace, you can call me Oban.
Okay, fine. We got good speed here.
170,
Fuel's okay. Ooh, fuel. Switch to the other tank. This is a good time to do that. Thanks for the reminder. Just noticed that because this fuel gauge is obviously now dropping.
170, contact Edinburgh 121.2. Contact Edinburgh 121.
No, it doesn't like leaning anymore.
EG 1625, descent flight 110. 5110, Union 165.
Oh, we can turn off our landing lights now. Obviously we leave strobe and beacon on. Oh, we should probably put pitot heat on. Probably should have. We should have had that on earlier. Okay. I think that's the. Is that the begin? Is that the Cromarty Firth that we're seeing down there? I always get this bit wrong. So I think coming up on the right, I think that there is this bit. Then we've got the sticky out bit, which is here. We've got the Dornochfirth, and then we've got this point here. Has it got a name? Not sure if it has a name. So, but I think that's Cromarty Firth over there. So, kind of just head over there a bit, I think.
EG 1625, descent flight of 80.
780, Union 165.
Control EC538, flight level 320. 548, Scottish Control, exit 1 Echo arrival, 106. Input 1 Echo and 06, 53.
Okay. Oh, I suppose the other way we can tell is there should be some high ground.
Limit 1000, redirect TMOS.
There, which is probably that. I'm convinced this is the Cromarty Firth.
Put TMOS.
Yeah, because we've also got this little kind of bit. Yeah, that's it. So in Gordon, we just follow the side of the Firth, and we should be there. Yeah, we've got quite decent speed here. The old Bonanza's quite good. Let's have a look outside. Let's get rid of you for a minute. Back up the coast there, where we come from. Okay. Navigating visually, and I'm going to regret saying this now, when you've got a coastline and plenty of water, it is a lot easier when you're just trying to fly over land and look for roads and railway lines.
Hello, Scottish Center. This is sorry. This is from Translate X-ray. I'm on flight level 370, direct Danko.
Not transitive with X-ray, Scottish Control, but direct to Larga.
Now the challenge is going to be
Redirect to Larga.
Invergordon to Dingwall. Actually, it's not, because let's just follow. No, that's easy. We just follow the right hand side of the Firth, and then Dingwall to Dawes we can do on a heading, and then just kind of look. I think, is that Dawes there? I thought it was. There it is. Yeah, just look for the top of Loch Ness. So this should be
Scottish Logan Air, Logan 34, Yankee Tango, request deconfliction service.
relatively straightforward, which means I'm almost bound to muck this up.
Scottish Station calling, say, call signing up. It's Logan 34, Yankee Tango. Logan 34, Yankee Tango, patch message. Logan 34, Yankee Tango is a dash Correction, 96 routing Barrett to Glasgow, via correction about 10 miles northeast of Thierry, flight level 90, IFR routing via Bruce. Logan 34 Yankee Tango, squawk 3601 and ident. 360 and an ident, Logan 34 Yankee Tango.
Okay, I think we're on track for Invergordon. I think that should be it there. Let's just sneakily put ourselves on the map to see where we are. Yep, I reckon that's looking good. And then we'll make a right turn to follow the Firth.
10 West Tiny. Split to control airspace on track Tiny, flight level 90. Thanks, Split to enter control airspace on track Tiny, flight level 90. Looking for you.
Got to remember to look at that fuel tank again later.
Or just deconfliction for now, looking for the thing in the front. 458, connection 548, when ready, descent, flight level 200, level light in red. Descent 200, level light, descent right. Binary 72, X-ray Charlie, descent, flight level 130. Descent, flight level 130, Ryanair 72, Charlie.
Now we are kind of, this point of the trip, we are kind of relatively near Inverness, so if anyone was to, not sure which runway they're using, take off or land, the only bit I guess we might come into conflict is when we're routing Dingwall to Dawes if they are landing on runway 605, but we'll see. There's no one around at the moment. Oh yeah, hang on, where are we? Yeah, we should see the oil rigs in for repair or dismantling or whatever they're doing, and we've seen some lights coming on now as well, I think. So those oil rigs? Yep. So they get brought in there for, I don't know, refit, recycle, repair is probably some combination of all these things. And as you drive along the A9 from Inverness north, you can kind of see them in front of the car. Is that Inverness? Over there? Yeah. Well, the air, in terms of the airport, no, I'm not quite sure. Where's the airport going to be? Meh, roughly a beam, I guess. It's somewhere over here. Anyway. So we should be about here-ish, coming in. Let's just have a look at the Comty Firth. We've still got the sun's fairly high, so I'm guessing it's not going to be completely set by the time we get to Oban. What was that? I'm not sure I like that. If I had an autopilot that did that, I'd probably be looking for a loose connection somewhere.
GPS 9978, when ready, descent, flight level 280 to the level and tilting. When ready, descent, flight level 280 to the level and tilting.
Now, we can soon make a turn to the right, which I might do soon actually, so we can keep the Firth on our left and see it. So we're heading now down towards Dorner. Dorner. We were already past that. Dingwall, which I suspect might well be here. Ooh, someone at Inverness. Okay. Is that someone who's at Inverness about to take off? Or interesting. Okay, better be careful here. So, yeah, that's probably the villages, is it? I know, I can't remember what they are, obviously in Gordon and Fields, but I think that might be Dingwall. I mean, there should be a hill before it. Well, there's that dippy bit, and then a sticky out bit, and then yeah, pretty sure that's probably Dingwall. There's a slight valley there, look, with the hills on either side. So yeah. So when we get to Dingwall, we're going to turn heading at 164 degrees.
This is North France to Lima X-ray. I want to get something, so right back.
Ryanair 17 X-ray Charlie, contact Edinburgh radar 121.2.
Yeah, so we'll just be getting the end of the Bewley Firth, and we'll head for Dawes, top of Loch Ness.
UPS 997 can you confirm it's flight level 280 by 2?
UPS 997
Scottish Control virtual flight, correction virtual air 05.
Virtual air 005, Scottish Control, good evening. In pit 1 Echo 1 I'm all runway 06.
Input 1 Echo arrival runway 06, virtual air 05.
Okay, so that's the inner Moray Firth, isn't it? Of course. There's Inverness over there. Yep. In fact, that there is one of the Cromarty bridges, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. It's the bridge, and then the road goes this way. So that is definitely Dingwall, because then there's the road to Dingwall. Okay. How are we doing for temps? Okay, fuel. Soon be time to switch tanks. I think we're okay. I'm not sure how much light there's going to be at Oban. I guess we can always find the field using the NDB if we're within range. So I guess that's the thing, we have to be within range before it gets completely dark. Otherwise, we'll be looking at finding some other VOR to range from. So we're 60 miles from Wick now. I'm not sure whether we'd still be picking up the Wick VOR that low down.
Thanks. Clear down to control airspace on track for flight level 90, 11, 34 Yankee Tango. 134 Yankee Tango, good night. Flight level 80. Direct to Bonanza. Direct via engineer to coffee. Virtual L 005, when ready, descend flight level 200, left by Emirates.
Descend flight level 200, virtual flight 05. Scotland, good evening, this is North Shuttle 1641, is with you at 6,000 feet.
North Shuttle 1641, Scottish Control, good evening. Right now, flight level 250.
It's Inverness.
I'm flight level 250, North Shuttle 1641.
548.
And we'll soon turn left, heading at 164 when we're over Dingwall. I'm not quite sure how you tell whether when you're completely over somewhere when you can't see it. I guess what you're meant to do is maybe fly to one side of it or the other. Yeah, there's Dingwall. We're nearly there. I'm probably gonna call that as being overhead Dingwall. So I'm gonna make a left turn now to heading at 164. And then hopefully we will. No, we've got some hills in between us, and because of course Loch Ness is in a valley, I suspect it's over that one. So we just have to hope that we're routing roughly the right direction. If we keep Inverness on our left, then that's a good sign. We don't want to route too near Inverness, so if anything, I might steer slightly right. Because I think the routing should just clip the end of the Bewley Firth, which I guess is kind of what we're doing. Yeah, okay. And then you get the canal from Inverness and Loch Ness. I think we'll be over here. Although actually, no. It may be over there. No, should be here, should be here. Should be along here, so we should have a right turn after we get over this hill. Doors is there. So that's what we're heading for. And I think I can just start to see Loch Ness now, and I think that's probably doors there.
Good evening, Scottish Control, Virtual Air 10001 with you, flight level 300.
I don't think I have a view from the back, but it looks like there'd be a nice view of the sunset. We'll see it when we turn round.
Left 290 degrees, 001. Are we expecting 06 arrival, 001? Virtual Air 001, for master vector, then pit 1 echo and I move on to 06.
Better check that you've got weather for Oban.
001, thank you.
It's currently south-southwest, yeah. So, as I say, I'm expecting that we'll be wanting to land on runway 19. With, I think it's because you have to turn out over the base, I think it's a right-hand circuit for 19. Okay, so I hope we don't get that bit wrong. There's Inverness. Inverness Airport is over here somewhere, I think. Yeah, there's Loch Ness. And so we're nearly over doors, so we can turn soon just to follow the loch.
X-ray contact Copenhagen 121.375 today.
Okay. So I think we're about to make a turn. I think that is doors there. So now I'm going to turn. And the next bit's easy, we just follow Loch Ness for a while. Start to see the mountains like Ben Nevis down here in the distance.
Scottish Control, good evening, EG64 Uniform Echo, flight level 300, just approaching Ribble. EG64 Uniform Echo, Scottish Control, good evening, Ribble 1 Golf, landing runway 23.
How are we doing? Fuel is almost equal on the right and left tanks, so soon we'll be switching back to the left one. Engine temperatures, pressures, looking good. Yep, so we're fine. This is very nice VFR weather, in fact. I'm just thinking about this. If we want to be in the circuit at Oban, we need to lose 2,500 feet. Normally multiply by 3, so it'll be 6 miles. 7 miles. 7.5. So let's say 8 miles from Oban. We just need to descend. We may not have any DME, so we may have to just do it by the map or by eye if we can still see the field. we'll see when we get there. And then we want to try and position for a right downwind. Well, probably maybe fly over the field. Yeah, we'll have a look when we get there. The next thing we got to do, the first part of this is easy, as I say, we just follow Loch Ness. Then you have this kind of bit here, and then you have Invergary, and then you have Fort William, which yeah, there it is. You have Loch Lochy. So Loch Ness, stay on the same heading, Loch Lochy, and then after Fort William is when we've got to start, just being slightly careful that we turn at the right point. So if we come in here, overfly 2,000 feet, come down to circuit height, that's my thinking. I don't know if that's what you'd really do, but I mean, we could try approaching direct, but you know, that's not a good idea because you've got this high ground here. Well, is it high? It's probably not that high. Anyway, I think we'll fly over first and then do a kind of overhead join thing. Nice to get lined up a bit better here. Now, we've got to be slightly careful here because the minimum safe altitude here, well, certainly on Little Nad map, it's shown as 5,800 feet, and certainly I know Ben Nevis is what, at least 4,500. So if we lose visibility, we've just got to climb. We've got to climb up about 1,000 foot at least, climb to 5,800. So if clouds come in, or it gets too dark, we'll have to do that. We're okay for now. We've got a huge amount of fuel left. Well, we didn't have a huge amount when we started, so I guess we're okay. I suppose we should try and work out the fuel burn. I mean, the fuel flow meter tells us how much we're using. So we're going quite fast. Is that the end of Loch Ness already? I suppose I've only flown this before in something a lot slower. Oh, we've just lost the Wick, dear me. Okay, I think it's time to turn over to Oban, although we're not going to pick that up for a long time. It's 110.55. Is that what I've got? No, I've got 110.50, so we're never going to pick that up, in fact. No, we don't want that one. 110.5. And of course we'll get the ADF at some point as well, which will help us find the field. It's looking south there. We're kind of looking over the Central Highlands towards sort of Perth, Edinburgh, Glasgow, or Aberdeen even.
Roger, suggest you fleet call London 133.7.
And this village here then is Fort Augustus. Yeah, so that's Fort Augustus. And you got the A82 road down here on that river. So that'll be the river.
Sorry, can you give me the route direct here, please? Direct Tartan, Tango Alpha, or Tango November. Direct Tartan, go to the 001. Is that to go for Western?
I think you're meant to. You're meant to swap fuel tanks every 20 minutes or so. And the reason we've been going for so long is because I forgot to swap the first time, which meant we drained more out of the right tank than we should have done. So I'm just leaving it till not only they equalise, but until maybe the right tank comes slightly below the left tank, then we'll swap over. Okay, so Fort Augustus, we got this bit by with the road and the river. Then we got Lochy down here, which will take us to this bit, and then Fort William. And we'll start to see, is that Ben Nevis? It might well be. See that. Now what's the scale on this map? Just so we know. Does it have a scale? Oh yeah, 5... Oh, is that just 5 nautical miles total? And that's 10. Okay. Alright, fine. It's good to know so that when we reach... So we're kind of here. And off to our right, is that Loch Arkaig? No, not, yes, Loch Arkaig. No, it can't be Loch Arkaig because we're up here. It's going to be this one, Loch Garry, I think. Does that make sense? Probably. When we get out, we'll head over a bit to the right, so then we've got a better view of Fort William and Ben Nevis area, I think. So fairly close to the top of those hills.
Scottish Control, good evening. Shuttle 17 Sierra climbing at 3,000 for 6,000. Go some 1 Delta.
Shuttle 17 Sierra, Scottish Control, climb down, flight level 19 on the hill.
Climb flight level 190, Shuttle 17 Sierra.
Scottish Hello to 3587 platform 4.
Another one.
We've got 3587 Scottish Control, squawk 3613. 3613, 3587.
Okay, I'm just going to turn back now. Give us a better angle. Cool. Yeah, I think that's Nevis range up there, and those are probably the lights of Fort William. So yeah, this thing in front of us is it now? Hang on, I've been caught out by this before. It's this one. This is Loch Oich. Is that right? I think it is. Then you get Loch Garry. Loch Lochy. But you're gonna know your lochs around here, haven't you?
Radar 122.2. Structural level 01 is 121.2. 121.2.
How can we tell? There should be a road to Invergary. What about hills? Long sort of one. And then a two, I don't know. Let's see where we are. Oh, whoops, see, yeah, I'm always doing this, so we're actually further on than I thought. So what we're actually saying, yeah, that makes sense now, is Loch Lochy. Yeah, so we're coming up, that's Loch Lochy. Then you've got the kind of marshland, whatever this is, boggy, peaty stuff, and then you've got Fort William. And then we're not that far from Oban. He said, actually we are quite far from Oban. I wonder how much light we're going to have at Oban. So we need to keep our speed up. Ah, fuel tank. Let's switch now. No, actually, no, maybe not. I'll leave it for a bit. I don't know if QNH is still correct. I don't know if we can. Do we get any meta for EGEO? Let's ask X-Pilot. Meta EGEO. Network error, no such weather profile. Okay. So I think we just have to go with the QNH we're on, and we go with the Met Office page. Does that give me the pressure? No. It's not giving me the pressure. BBC weather for Oban will. See if we can get BBC weather up. Oban.
928 Golf, descent flight level 70.
Uh,
70, United.
1025, okay, pretty stable then. And wind from the south. Now then, we're coming up to this bit, and then that's Fort William. So we've got to start concentrating here so we know when we're going to be turning, descending for Oban, and that's going to be Ben Nevis. Yeah, you can see on the map here, it's after the loch, kind of on the left is sort of Nevis range. We'll see it better in a minute once the edge of the window goes out the way. Okay, I think now I'm going to switch tanks for a bit.
Again for the Golf Tom left heading 355, vectoring hours from 05. Left 345 and vector for hour 05, United Golf. Morgan 34, Yankee Tango Tom left heading 0903. 090 degrees, loading the range, thank you.
It's 9 o'clock real time, 10 o'clock Zulu time. And there we have Fort William. Loch Linney stretching out to the sea. Oh, don't do that zoomed in. I don't know if those are like scenery boundaries or weather boundaries. Good view of the hills there. You can see they kind of run that direction. Interesting that Inverness is on 1024. I wonder if that's what we're on. Still, it's pretty close. I wonder why they don't show up on VATSPy. Oh no, they do. EZ928, yeah, okay. There is an EasyJet coming in from the south to Inverness at the moment. Not going to be near us though.
64 inform Echo, leave Lanark heading 340 degrees, back to wireless approach runway 23. Leave Lanark heading 340 degrees, back to wireless 23, 64 uniform Echo. 134 Yankee Tango, turn right heading 095.
We're on Com 2 for uniform, Unicom. I tell you what, let's get, because we might get switched back to Unicom for our approach. I'm not sure because Oban's not really a controlled airport, so I don't think it is anyway. I think it's a flight information thing. So let's get Unicom in ready in case.
Just to confirm, 2,700 feet.
2.8, I think that's 122.8, yeah. So we got that ready in case we need to switch for transmit. Okay, now then. That there is this bit. And then the loch opens out. We kind of want to follow the left edge
flight level 260.
And we're kind of looking for this bit here. So I think that's in there. There's a small island, and then a long island. So we kind of want to go in between the two long islands. And how far is that from Oban? It's only 10 miles, so we probably want to start descending when we get to... If that's 10 miles and we need 8, when we get to this small island, I think we'll start to descend. I think I'll just put it on... I'll take off the autopilot then.
That's a few more she'll leave my airspace regulate your offline. That's a few more, so we keep it calm.
Speeder 2814.
2814, go ahead.
Speeder 2814 goes into 1 Delta. Departure, bottom 5,000 feet.
Spirit 2814, Scottish Control, thank you. Climb down, flight level 230.
Climb now, flight level 230, speeder 2814.
64 uniform echo descent altitude 3000.
This is what I've got to get right. Ooh, no Oban NDB yet.
3,500 feet, 1024, easy.
See, this bit here, this sticky out bit, is this bit. And you've got a small island, then another one, and it's this second one. I'm going to start. I'm going to turn off the autopilot then and start to descend.
Good evening, Ryanair 27 Mike, with your flight level 360 and Ben Rebel. Ryanair 27 Mike, Scottish Control, good evening, Rebel 1 Golf arrival, landing runway 23. Roger, Rebel 1 Golf, landing 23, Ryanair 27 Mike. Logan 34 Yankee Tango, descent altitude 3,000 feet. 3,000 feet, Logan 3 Mike. 928 Golf, top right, heading 010 degrees. Right, 010, back off. Ryanair 27 Mike, when ready, descend flight level 260. Roger, down to flight level 260, Ryanair 27 Mike.
So the small island, and then in between the two long islands. Got to get that right, because... Is that the other long island? Yeah, it's not really an island. It's a sticky out bit. We need to come around the end of it. Here, and come in.
Speed of 2814, from left heading 210 degrees.
Left 210 degrees, speeder 2814.
928 Golf on the heading cleared island approach runway 23. Correction 10 meter flight. Cleared now with 05 in the
Yeah, I think that's that bit there. I think. I guess. Yeah, but what the key part is this turn. I'm hoping that the NDB will come alive soon and give us some more of a clue. So I'm going to start descent when we're over this island.
Good evening. KLM 686 with you, flight level 39ers.
KLM 686 Scottish Control, good evening, squawk 3620.
3620, KLM 686.
Scottish Clear EGPC, 5 Bravo is now flight level 340.
Yeah, I think that's it.
85 Bravo Scottish Control, good evening, at Pit 1 Echo arrival.
Kind of the end of there.
Pit 1 Echo and 106 EV, 5 Bravo.
I think I'll just tell them we're going to start our descent when we do start it, just so they know. I'm not sure if you have to, but I suppose it's probably worth doing.
64 uniform Echo, speed to 180 knots. Speed 180, 64 uniform Echo. Limit 1000, flank clear to 1 with ATC available, radar service terminates 1 Unicom 122.8.
Yeah, I think we want to be down here.
KLM 686 for connected air kit.
Landing after KLM 686.
Come on, Oban, NDB, you can do it. We are tuned in correctly, aren't we? 404. I'll tell you what, I'm going to tune them both to 404 in case I'm on the wrong one for the active.
005 EC64 uniform echo.
No, let's not do that. It's too difficult.
EG85 Bravo when ready, and flight level 260 level my input.
When we need to send level 260,
I can't get the clicky thing to us it.
We got 2814 route direct link.
Oh, that didn't help. I just got to hope that 404 is the right frequency.
Is 9 go for 705.
It is what's on the little nav map, so
928 go, thank you, number 1 no EGPC restriction. Copy, 9 go.
So we're about to start our descent. Yeah, that's that bit. So we want down here.
Go, Whiskey Delta Charlie.
Go ahead, Golf Delta Charlie.
Golf Delta Charlie, I have no weather information for Oban, I'm afraid, but based on prevailing winds elsewhere, I would assume I'm the runway 01.
The wind that I had was suggested runway 19. I think it's a wind from the south, if that's okay. Golf Delta Charlie.
Roger, there's no problem. Runway 19, there's no traffic reported from Oban.
We'll report final, Golf Delta Charlie.
Logan 34 Yankee Tango, turn right, heading 135. We're heading 135, well, that's right.
Runway 19. Okay, I'm going to start descent. So I'm going to throttle back, switch to head check in.
Logan 3 bringing to 130 knots. Maintain 160 knots for DME. We will attempt to Logan 3 bringing tango.
I say we're going to try an overhead join-ish thing, because I think it's a right-hand circuit for 19.
64 uniform echo, you're following a slowed aircraft. Just now 160 knots.
We do need to get our speed down, so
Gear will reduce to 160 EC64 uniform echo.
gear warning.
64 uniform echo, turn left heading 260 degrees.
Let's get that power back down to about 15. There's the runway. In fact, you can see it there. Okay, we're nearer than I thought. We need to descend, so that's fine though. We'll do a overhead join. So we want to come down here to about 1100 feet.
Flight level 130, right now, please select. Shuttle 17 Sierra, contact with control 133 there.
Under 133.
No idea where we're going to park.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to turn the landing lights on.
Welcome EV64 uniform echo on the heading of global climb established from 223.
Yeah, we should have been descending sooner than this.
Localize EV64 uniform echo. Activate golf runway 05, clear to land service wind 04 for a green signal. Clear to land 05 into 9 golf.
Okay, we need to be descending a bit more rapidly here.
EV64 uniform echo just coming established on the localizer runway 23.
So I'm going to try a sort of
Uniform echo, thanks to size and glide path, speed 160.
overhead join thing.
Send the
So
glide.
really we want to be down to about 2,000 feet, cross over the airfield, right turn and then descend to pattern. Yeah, this is not going to end well, I can tell already. Right, I don't think the map's going to help us now, so let's get that out of the way. Fuel, I think we'll switch back to the right tank. I'm just going to put the prop forward.
Papa.
25 for now.
Scottish control is 35 I think actually get myself back over there.
Hope we can get ourselves down to 22,000 by the landing end of the runway.
Butterfly 005 squawk 1 Charlie. Squawk 3 Charlie. Can you give me a squawk code? No problem, I need to squawk Charlie phone.
Okay. That's fine, let's keep descending. Oh, we should have a heading bug on 19.
Butterfly 005 squawk 3605. 3605,
Now there's high ground there, so we want to avoid that. Luckily,
Control, good evening, Virtual 02 with you, flight level
you can
340.
see, I think we're kind of over the airfield now, so we'll carry on descending, although we've got to watch out for terrain, so we won't go too far in. But we do need to keep descending.
02 with you, heading 330 degrees.
Butterfly 002 Scottish control, continue ahead.
Okay, Virtual 002.
Instead go 45 to 05.
Give myself plenty of time here. I don't want to do a circuit that's too tight. There's no one else waiting, and I've not flown this for a while, so I want to. And we're too fast at the moment. That's Oban over there, and you can see the lights off. So here's the end of the runway, actually. So we can now make a turn. We should be at circuit height. We're not quite, so I'm just going to extend slightly. Although not too far, because we're coming up to some high ground. And then I'm going to make a turn onto what would be, if we were departing on runway 19, that would be crosswind leg. So we still want to descend, but we don't want to get below about 1100 feet. And we'll do a nice long final. Still need to descend. That's fine. Now, nice sunset. Looking out towards the islands. I think it's the islands? Well, they're out there somewhere. There's Oban on the left. Okay, well, let's take this out a bit. I want to give us plenty of time. And we'll try and stabilise now. We'll pitch up. Let's try and get 1100 feet.
Heading 335 002.
Get it down to about 120 or less, so we're in flat range. I think we can use that kind of sticky out bit of land there to guide us. So this is kind of our downwind now that we're turning. So don't let our speed drop too much, but I'm going to go for stage of flaps in a minute once we get on downwind. I say again to have plenty of time. Let's just keep that speed up. There's the runway. Okay, we're in line with the runway now. We've got one notch of flaps. Pitch down until we get the speed back under control. Okay.
Turn left heading 260 and maintain the height and the altitude of flight level.
Fine. I think we're probably too far out here. Definitely too far out. So I think we'll kind of start our base turn a bit early. I just want to be able to announce final in good time.
Descent flight level 100.
Descent flight level 100, easy, no problem.
Descent to Golf, taking that one. Descent to Golf, thanks, taxi, south gate, continuing. Next to the front of the Carenado. Full shuttle 1641, Unicom 122 decimal 8.
122 decimal 8, good night, North Shuttle 1641.
Yeah, I'm going to go final flaps now, just so we have to get everything under control here, because we have a sharp turn. The approach is not straight in, so I'd rather get everything configured in advance. So we have mixture for forward props, we have landing lights on, we have gear down, that was a good one to remember. We're going to lose our speed now, so we've got to be careful here.
We've got 2814, descend flight level 200.
I'm going to call.
Ryanair 27 Mike, descend flight level 70. Flight level 70, Ryanair 27.
This is difficult. Golf Delta Charlie, final runway 19 at Oban.
Golf Delta Charlie, no wind information, launch at discretion, no traffic reported.
Cleared to land at discretion, Golf Delta Charlie.
We've got 2814, contact line control 133.7.
Okay, we're a bit fast. We want about, actually no, we want about 75. We don't want to hit the hill. I don't think this is really the right approach path. I think we're supposed to have more of a, we come in over the bay a bit more and turn later than this. Probably a bit high now. So we need to be out over the sea more and then make a turn to final. We do have the gear down. I'm going to have to remember the gear. I said finally Islander so much with the fixed gear. I've started to forget about putting the gear down. I'm going to pitch up here because I'm going to pull back a lot on the stick. Okay. We are, I think, a bit high. There's a caravan park here and you come in over that on the final approach, but also you don't want to hit any of the trees or anything. And we are still, I think, a bit high, aren't we? Or can't really tell from the PAPI lights. I don't think this is going to be pretty. I think I'm kind of cheating here by being a bit near the trees as well. You have to land after the green line. Okay. So definitely a bit high now. And we're not lined up. Eeks. Okay. No, we're down. Not the best approach. We are going to have to backtrack here because I don't think there's any other parking. We're going to raise the flaps. We could park in here, actually. I think I might just park in here. It's a refueling stop, maybe. Although that looks more like it's meant for tankers. So I think I'll just stop here. Let's have a look at the fueling thing, see if that does look like... No, that looks like a high pressure fuel thing. I don't think we'd want to connect up to that. So I think we will actually go back to the terminal.
Flight 005, turn left, heading 270 degrees. Left heading 270, virtual flight 0. Easy 85 Bravo, right heading 355.
Right heading 355.
So we'll just come off here and then we'll report runway vacated.
Virtual flight 02, turn right heading 020 degrees.
Turn right heading 020 degrees, virtual flight 02.
Oops, I really wanted to go in that one. This is definitely not the right way to go.
Virtual flight 02,
Whoops.
312 knots.
Roger, maintain speed 310.
Okay, crazy parking. Definitely the wrong way to go there.
02.
And we'll lean the mixture.
Yankee, speed no greater than 280 knots.
Speed no greater than 280 euro.
I just
85 Bravo, descent to altitude 6,000 feet. The Edinburgh QNH is...
let's put the handbrake on.
Descend 6,000 feet, Edinburgh QNH 140, Bravo.
85 Bravo, speed 230 knots.
Speed 230 knots, easy,
Golf Delta Charlie, runway vacated at Oban.
Golf Delta Charlie, thanks. Virtual flight 005, you are cleared. Flight level 80, you're indicating 70. Apologies, corrected.
No, I think we can turn everything off.
Maintain flight level 70.
Avionics. Landing. Strobe. Engine, we can pull back the mixture. We've turned off avionics now, so we're not going to hear any more. I'm going to disconnect. Okay. That's it, I think. Alternator can come off. And battery can come off. And that's it. Let's just have a quick look outside. Okay, we're disconnected with VATSIM, so we can kind of look around and do the replay. We got here just in time. We had some light. I'm gonna have a look at the replay, but I know for a fact that landing was the power pulled the power back too much, so it's not gonna be a great landing. But at least we got down. So let's just go back a little bit. We can see how we came in. Yeah, it's where I remember to put the gear down. That would have been handy. Should have done that at the end of the downwind. So yeah, I think you're supposed to be over here really, coming in here like this with a much shorter final leg, a much sharper turn to final. But and then here you've got again, I think you're really meant to be here, coming in with a sharper turn, so you're not gonna be near these trees. Now then, see, that's not too bad. I didn't get lined up very well. I'm not sure. I don't think there's much wind, so I'm not sure why. Flared pretty early-ish, and then cut the power back, and I think we just dropped the last bit. Yeah, not too bad, but it's a bit rough. Okay, well, with that, so I think is that open over there? I think it might be. With that, I'm going to say good night, and hope you enjoyed the flight this evening, and bye for now.